Hello and welcome to the very first episode of the MidiMax podcast series. I'm your host Ken, and in these podcasts I'll be reviewing some of the hottest products in the survival, prepping, camping and outdoors categories. MidiMax is a UK based store and the authorised UK dealers for brands like Fiskars, Gerber, Silver, Nitecore Fenix, Gellert, Tool Logic, Ultimate Survival Technologies, Bear Grylls. We have a lot of different brands, so do check us out on our website. All the products we review in these podcasts are available to purchase on our website at midimax.co.uk. Today's show is all about Nitecore and Fenix. We've got some brand new flashlights from both Nitecore and Fenix, starting all the way from a small everyday carry size, going all the way up to searchlights, multifunction lights, headlamps and super long distance searchlights, which I'll get to in a minute. So to kick off today's show, we have the Nitecore EAX Hammer. Like the rest of the EA series, the EAX Hammer uses AA batteries. Now what's impressive about this is that with 8 AA batteries you get a torch that outputs 2000 lumens and shines a beam to a distance of up to 490 meters. Now that's very impressive claims. It does this using dual Cree XML2 LED chips. So there's two very powerful LED chips in the head of this torch. It is almost a hammer shape, I would say. The shape of this torch is very hammer-esque. It has a single power button, and that power button has 8 brightness modes. The power button also acts as a voltage meter. It lets you know when the voltage on the batteries is running low through a series of flashes. Now this will get up to 800 hours on its lowest setting. So on its lowest setting this torch is going to shine for up to 800 hours. I presume that that is only going to be achievable using a very high quality 18650 batteries. Now this torch, like most of the other Nitecore flashlights, as standard is IPX8 rated, which means that you can submerge it up to a depth of 2 meters. As standard accessories you're looking at a nylon holster, a high quality nylon holster that can either attach to your belt or has something that you can attach a clip onto or a carabiner, and a spare O-ring. So after years of use, when the O-ring starts getting a bit worn out and it's not waterproof anymore, you do have a spare. So this is a very interesting searchlight. Its weight and its size, it feels quite lightweight in this box. It's been called the Hammer, but I presume once you put 8 AA batteries in here, this thing's going to be quite hefty. So this is definitely one to watch out for. It's available on midimax.co.uk and we have got it. The recommended retail price of this is $129.95. Now MidiMax is always offering coupons and discounts, so please do check those out if you want to pick this up cheaper. Next up we have the Nitecore HC series. Now Nitecore has only recently ventured into the headlamp series, which they call HC, and they started last year, or at the end of last year, with the HC50. Now the HC50 doesn't have all that many features on it, but it does have a Cree XML2 LED chip. Now that outputs 565 lumens, and it does that, it can shine that up to a distance of 85 meters. It doesn't sound all that impressive, but you have to bear in mind that this is a very broad flood beam. It's a 100-degree angle, and it really does light up a hell of a lot of space around you. So, you know, this headlamp, features-wise, on and off switch, and it has a secondary mode, which is 2 smaller red LED chips, and that can be used for reading maps or you know, doing sort of covert operations, if that's your type of thing. So this is the very first in the series. Now both of these are powered with either a single 18650 rechargeable lithium battery, or you could use 2 CR123A batteries. Now the CR123A lithium batteries are non-rechargeable. They're going to cost you more in the long run. Buy a good quality 18650, it may cost you a bit more in the beginning, but you're going to get at least 500 charge cycles out of a good quality one. And that's going to make this pretty good value. Now the HC90, which is their new flagship model, this one outputs 900 lumens. It does that up to a distance of 110 meters. It uses the same battery types as the HC50, but it also has a built-in charger. So basically the torch itself charges the batteries. All you need to do that is use the micro USB cable. You can either plug that into your computer or into an AC adapter, and you can charge the batteries from there. Now you can't charge CR123 batteries, so don't put those in there and plug it in as a charge. Or you're going to have problems. But this is you know, it's definitely an upgrade from the HC50. I mean, you're talking 565 lumens all the way up to 900 lumens on this one. Now they've also packed in a few more features. Instead of just having 2 red LED lights, it's got 3 LED lights, and these are multicolor LED lights that go anywhere from red, green or blue. Now, to select all of these different modes, they wanted it to be simple, so they wanted one-hand operation, and they have a single sort of slider along the top. Now that slider acts as on and off, and it also goes between the different color modes and the brightness from 0 lumens all the way up to 900 lumens. So easy one-handed operation and a great head torch. Now they're marketing it towards map reading, which is a bit odd, but I guess at its lowest setting. Rock climbing, tactical, camping and caving. And I can really see this working well for caving, for camping, even for working on a car on the side of the road, or that type of use. I mean, you've got 900 lumens, 100 degree spread. It's going to be perfect for those type of things. So these are definitely well worth looking at. We're going to do more in-depth reviews on these. For the time being, I've only used the HC50 and was blown away by its performance, so I can't wait to get my hands on this HC90 for a test. Alright, next up is the Nitecore SRT series. Now some of you may know the Nitecore SRT7, as this came out towards the end of last year. Now this torch is quite impressive. With a Cree XML2 LED, outputs 960 lumens and shines that to a distance of up to 308 meters. Pretty impressive stuff. It also has secondary LED lights, red, green and blue, and this was one of the first torches which they released which had those. Now you can power this SRT7 with either 2 CR123A non-rechargeable lithiums, or you could put in a 18650 battery and that is rechargeable. So it's going to work out cheaper in the long run to use one of those. Now the new ones from this year are the SRT3, the SRT5 and the SRT6. Now the SRT3 is the smallest of the bunch, and as the numbers increase so do their size and their performance, I would say. The Nitecore SRT3, they're marketing this towards defense, tactical and law enforcement applications. The SRT3 outputs 550 lumens and shines that up to a distance of 134 meters. It uses a single CR123A lithium non-rechargeable battery, but you also have the option of putting a standard AA battery in here. And to do that you would need to have the optional extender. If you put the AA battery in, because it's a lower voltage battery, you aren't going to get that 550 lumens of power output. But you could use a rechargeable AA battery type, and then obviously it would cost you a lot less in the long run to use this torch. Now, Smart Ring Tactical, that's what the SRT stands for, and basically what that is all of these torches, as standard, have a tactical clicky tail switch. So that switches it on and off through the bottom of the torch. Just below the head of the torch is a circular smart ring, and that smart ring allows you to select between the brightness levels and the different modes of the torch. Now, the Nitecore SRT3, 5 and 6, all of them feature secondary LED lights. Now the secondary LED lights are much smaller red and blue LED lights, and basically these allow you to have different color modes. Now there's a warning mode on all of these torches which is quite similar to a police light, and that's one of their features, which is why potentially they market this for law enforcement, defense and tactical use. Now moving up the scale, we have the SRT5, slightly bigger than the smaller EDC everyday carry SRT3. This one outputs up to 750 lumens with 155 meters of distance. Uses 2 CR123A disposable batteries or one 18650. I would recommend going down the 18650 route because you're going to spend less money on buying new batteries the whole time. And moving up the scale, one more is the SRT6. Now this outputs up to 930 lumens and shines a beam to a distance of up to 260 meters. So that's almost twice the beam distance of the SRT3. Twice the distance and almost twice the power output. Now this SRT6 has one extra feature apart from all the ones which are the same on this SRT series, and that is a small red LED light. And basically what that little red LED light does, it's mounted just below the bezel of the head of the torch, and that basically shows you when your battery voltage is low. Nitecore have a series of flashes which indicate the voltage and remaining power of batteries, and that's how they do that. Now the SRT series is now quite complete. They've got 4 torches in the range, all the way from their very top of the range SRT7 going all the way down to the SRT3. The features are all pretty much the same, apart from the SRT7, which has one extra secondary LED light. The SRT3, an everyday carry light that you can, it's palm sized, you can fit it in your pocket, and it has a pocket clip, so it makes it a nice everyday carry torch. The SRT5, 6 and 7 I would say the 5 and 6 are halfway between everyday carry and more of a sort of handheld torch, and the SRT7 obviously almost, you could say, the flagship model. So these are definitely worth checking out, and very interesting additions. I can't wait to review these in more depth. Next up, we have a very interesting addition to the Nitecore range, the Chameleon series. Now the Chameleon series, what they've done here is they've stepped it up a little bit from what they did in the Smart Ring Tactical series. The Smart Ring Tactical series, you had a secondary LED light, and these were very small LED chips. They didn't shine very far, but they were good for close-up work. With the Chameleon series, what they've done is they've packed in a full powered white beam, and then you have another full powered colored beam, and depending on which model you buy, out of the 5, the CR6 will be red, CG6 will be green, CB6 will be blue, CI6 will be infrared, and CU6 will be ultraviolet. So it's quite an interesting addition to their range. These also do have the smaller LED chips in. So regardless of whether you buy the red, green, blue, white, infrared or ultraviolet one, you also have smaller tertiary LED lights, and these lights are capable of doing red, green or blue. So this is a very interesting torch. There's nothing quite like it on the market, and it's got very interesting specs on it. On its low mode, you're going to get up to 400 hours of battery time, and you can power this torch with either 2 CR123A batteries or a single 18650 battery. So it is quite an interesting flashlight from Nitecore. I would imagine that the CR6, being the red one, would be quite useful for hunting and lamping at night time. The CB6, good for fishing. The CU6 ultraviolet would be excellent for blood tracking, police detective work, perhaps hunting, tracking blood spore. The CI6 is infrared, so it could be interesting for people who want to do filming at night time using infrared cameras, or perhaps tactical use or even army use. So the Chameleon series, definitely very interesting. They start at $64.95, and that's the recommended or the suggested retail price. Obviously you will be able to find those lower at some retailers, and at our website midimax.co.uk you will probably find this with a coupon. There'll be a coupon or discount or something on our Facebook page or on our newsletter, where you're going to be able to buy this at a much better price. So do have a look. The new kid on the block from Nitecore is the P15. Now the P15 utilizes the next generation Cree XDG2 LED chip. Now this, in addition to their 40mm long range reflector, which they call the P-dot, lets you shine a beam of 430 lumens up to a distance of 278 meters. It's got a 1-inch body diameter, which makes it perfect for sort of hunting and tactical applications, as it will fit into a gun mount. Now, in addition to its clicky tail switch, this also has a very interesting mode button on the side that lets you cycle between the torch's different modes. This is an illuminated mode button, so it's illuminated with a blue light behind it. And it also doubles up as a battery level indicator. The lower the battery level, it will flash in a different way. So it looks like a very interesting torch from Nitecore. I'm looking forward to reviewing it. The features seem a little bit on the sparse side in terms of the SRT7 and all those, and the Chameleon series, but you'll probably find that the price of this and the performance of this will more than make up for that. Now, using 2 CR123A batteries or a 18650 battery, you will get up to 520 hours of lighting out of this torch using its lowest setting. It doesn't say on the box what the lowest setting is, but we will obviously test that in a newer episode. And last but not least is the Fenix TK61. Now this is a super impressive torch using the Cree XML2 U2 LED chip. It outputs up to 1000 lumens, which doesn't sound all that impressive. The impressive part is it can do that and shine a beam to a distance of up to 824 meters. It uses either 8 CR123 non-rechargeable batteries, which sounds rather expensive, or 4 18650 lithium rechargeable batteries, and will deliver this class-leading performance for up to 4.3 hours on maximum. Now that really has got my interest. It has 6 output modes: turbo, high, mid, low, strobe and SOS. There's dual switches on the body of this torch. One of them switches it on and off, the other one cycles between the different modes. This comes with a shoulder strap accessory, obviously to make it a little bit easier to carry. Once you load this thing full of batteries, it is quite a big and heavy torch. But it can also be vehicle mounted. Now this is the standard recommended retail price of this is $135.95. But you will probably be able to get this cheaper using coupons and discounts, which are readily available on Facebook or on our newsletter and website. This is an ideal torch for search and rescue applications, or to impress your mates. So do check this out. It's a great price, lots of performance, and feature packed. Well, that wraps up today's show. I hope you enjoyed watching us, and catch us next time. I'm out of here.